Why does money feel harder than ever? If you feel like no matter how hard you work, money never seems to stay. If your salary goes up, but your stress goes up even faster, you're not failing. You're operating without a system. And without a system, money always wins. Today, we're going to strip finance down to its most basic truth, the point where control actually begins. Welcome to Genesis of Success. Before we talk about saving money, before investing, before passive income, before financial freedom, there is one rule that decides everything. Do your earnings match your expenditures or not? Personal finance begins with a simple calculation. Money coming in, money going out. If those two do not match, nothing else matters. Imagine a graph. In the middle, there is zero. Below zero are negative numbers. Above zero are positive numbers. Point zero is the moment when you can pay your mandatory bills on time, you can afford basic food, and you are not borrowing money to survive. That's it. Not luxury, not lifestyle upgrades, not vacations, just stability. If you are below zero, debt grows, stress grows, and choices shrink. If you are above zero, options appear, savings become possible, and investing becomes realistic. And the further you move above zero, the more freedom you gain. When you determine your point zero, you immediately see the gap between your earnings and your expenditures. If your earnings are above your expenditures, that gap becomes your power. The larger that gap grows, the more you can think about saving, investing, pleasure, and building a better life. But if your expenditures are higher than your earnings, then the reality is simple. You are broke. And when you are broke, your life must be organized around survival, not enjoyment. This is not a rare situation. According to recent data, more than 1 in 4 adults has no emergency buffer at all. Many people cannot fully cover their monthly bills. This is not because people are lazy. It's not because they are bad with money. It's because the structure is broken. Most people are living below point zero without realizing it. Here's where psychology enters the picture. Many people justify overspending with the phrase, "We only live once." But in reality, this is often misunderstood. Buying expensive things because you think you are living only once is not living, it is surviving with denial. Psychology plays a powerful role in our existence. As income increases, our definition of necessity quietly expands. Psychologists call this hedonic adaptation. In simple terms, yesterday's luxury becomes today's normal, and today's normal becomes tomorrow's stress. That's why raises often don't fix financial pressure. When you live by the idea of "we only live once" without structure, your expenditures rise faster than your earnings, and you keep yourself below point zero. That is not living. That is survival disguised as pleasure. If you truly want to live, your expenditures must stay below your earnings. Only then can you rise above point zero. This is where people go wrong. If you try to list all expenses, the list never ends. So forget perfection. Focus only on what truly matters. Mandatory bills, food, transportation required to work. That is your survival baseline. Point zero is not about happiness. It's about breathing room. If your expenses are higher than your income, there are only 3 real solutions. First, increase income. Change jobs, improve skills, move into a higher paying role. Second, add income. A second job, freelance work, a side business, making money online. Third, reduce mandatory expenses, housing choices, transportation, debt restructuring. There is no magic. There is no shortcut. Point zero is achieved by action, not motivation. This is where most financial advice lies to you. People say, save money first. That is impossible if you are below point zero. You cannot save money you don't have. You cannot invest money that doesn't exist. So don't waste years reading books, watching podcasts, or listening to clever gurus if your income doesn't even cover survival. Saving only becomes real after you pass point zero. Once you move above zero, everything changes. Savings stabilize your life. Investing protects you from inflation. Compound interest finally works for you instead of against you. This is where long-term planning becomes possible. Retirement, financial independence, passive income, wealth building. But none of it works if the foundation is missing. Finance is not complicated. It starts with one simple question. Am I below zero, at zero, or above zero? Everything else is strategy layered on top of that answer. Below zero means survival. At zero means stability. Above zero means freedom. You cannot build the second floor of a building without first building the foundation. So the first goal is not to get rich. The first goal is to stop drowning. Once you achieve that, then you can set goals for wealth. Thank you for watching Genesis of Success. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. We read all comments, and if there's a topic or question you want covered, let us know and we'll create a video to help.